let's talk more about Genshin Impact, because, yeah, I still have stuff in my mind about Genshin Impact. Anyway, let's get right on going.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
If things are going well for you guys, or you viewers, as a matter of fact, that better be the case. I hope so. Yeah, I really hope so. Alright. I would start off my video by saying hopefully, but I try to, like, make sure I say it right, and then at the end of the day, I end up saying the hopefully part too loud to the point where it just becomes a goddamn screamer. I think it's just me. I don't know. I think it could be just me, but I'm just going to go with a way of wording things around. Now, what's going to happen here is that in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and basically follow up to a previous video of mine. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show to you what we're about to basically be talking about, and where we're going to be picking up right where we left off from, or whatever. So let's get right on going. So let's go ahead and recap a previous video. As a matter of fact, Modern Game Views, where I review games of today, and I did one on Genshin Impact, which is available on iOS, Android, PC, also PC via Epic Game Store, and PlayStation. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, and PlayStation 5. Okay. I will get into the consoles later, but however, as stated in my Modern Game Views, I recommended that game. It's a fun game, a great, beautiful game. It's really great. The music's orchestrated beautifully. The biggest issues for Genshin Impact as well, there's the time-limited event stuff, and they do that with, like, story-related stuff, and that's one issue. But the other two big issues in place are basically the RNG, which is basically determines the items drop through, like, world bosses, and yes, your daily stuff, your weekly stuff, your domain drops, and your... So yeah, we're talking about, like, and it costs, like, resin, and your resin, it doesn't matter if you level up more, you still get that cap of, like, 160 resin. And then, however, then you have the RNG stuff going down. It can become a pain in the butt if RNG treats you like dirt in this game. And also, I talked about the gacha rolls and the gacha rates, which I stated that you're really going to need to be very lucky. And at least there's, like, a pity system where one's going to be a 50-50 and the second's going to be the 100% guarantee of that banner character. And that's pretty great. And that's damn well good. Thank goodness. Gacha games need pity systems like that. Perfect. Anyway. Now, those are going to be the two biggest issues. Now, here's the thing. There's some additional issues that have seemed to be discovered. Now, I found out through ETA Prime's videos on his... He did a review on his little 8K Android TV box that would outdo the NVIDIA Shield. And he kind of stated how Genshin Impact on Android apparently has no Bluetooth controller support, and you have to do the mapping in. And ETA Prime also reviewed the Samsung Galaxy S6, and he stated when he was trying to play Genshin Impact that he had to basically map a controller to the touch screen in terms of it otherwise, because there is no Bluetooth controller support. And after reading through the Google Play Store reviews, it's like, why? What's going on? Like, you're not putting Bluetooth controller support on the Android version of Genshin, but then I've seen somebody on TikTok boot up and then manage to use a Bluetooth controller on that person's iOS copy on Genshin Impact. And it's like, what? But then you won't do that with Android. That's goofy, okay? That seems really, really goofy. And no, I'm not willing to go to iOS, and I don't think people are going to be willing to go to iOS. I know there's people that are going to be willing to go to, like, get iPhones and iPads, but when you have stuff like strict content policies, like, look at what happened to, like, the iOS release of Action Timenin. Action Timenin on iOS is really censored. If you want a less censored or actually an uncensored experience, Android and Steam. That's how, because, like, this is an example of how strict and locked down the App Store is known for on iOS. Like, that's the thing. And that's kind of like the situation here. Alright. But the fact that you're not putting Bluetooth controller support on Genshin Impact seems goofy. Like, really goofy. But, however, now that we're segueing over to, like, let's say, mobile, here's the thing. The reason why it's on mobile and it will stay on mobile is because Genshin Impact was intended to be this huge, big, open-world action RPG magnum opus that is a mobile game. It is their mobile game, open-world action RPG magnum opus. Mobile game. Okay? And this is the problem. This focus and this idea for Genshin Impact in mind, and the game's getting bigger and bigger. We already explored Sumeru, okay? And there's that desert area. There's the desert area. I mean, we went to Inazuma. There's the damn Economia. There's the Chasm. There's Lie. There's Mondstadt. We're about to basically... We have yet to go to, like, the Hydro Nation, the Pyro Nation, and the Cryo Nation, which is basically Snezhnaya. Everybody's assuming... a lot of people are assuming the Hydro Nation's going to be Fontaine. As a matter of fact, I think that could be the next location for version 4. Alright, we could end up going to Fontaine. That's going to be the thing. But the game, because we're having this big, huge open world to explore and kind of hunt stuff down on. And as a mobile game, which Genshin Impact is at the end of the day, this is going to really bottleneck Genshin Impact for all players and all platforms. And I'm not talking about performance. I'm also talking about the content that we're getting. Alright? Because here's the thing. Now, the gacha banners we have the two character event time-limited banners. There's the time-limited weapons banner, and then there's the regular, normal banner. Alright. Now, that's some... jazz me. That's basically your gacha. Now, we could end up with, like, 3 triple banners. That would be nice. I like the idea of triple banners. Why not? Just don't put 2 characters in the same banner. For fuck's sake. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay? I'm just saying. Just don't. Please don't. But, however, as the game is going to get bigger, and here's the thing, and this is what happens when it comes to those events that carry storylines that are very crucial to, like, the main story. And that's the thing. Like, there's Golden Apple Archipelago. That has something to do with the mainline story. There's, like, some key stuff going down. And there was that Chasm event that carried some very interesting details, containing details about the Chasm, containing details about the Yakshas, and all this other stuff. So, here's the thing. As new players jump into this game, and they were to proceed through the main storyline or unlock a character quest, there's going to be definitely a time where the story that they're going to get is going to be out of context. And that's the problem. And this has something to do with Hoyoverse wanting Genshin Impact to be this big, huge, open-world action RPG, magnum opus, mobile gacha game. And it's like as if Hoyoverse has it in their heads as if phones of today, most of the time, have storages that carry up to 512 gigabytes of storage or 1 terabyte. And that is not the case. I can see where you're trying to go from with the Galaxy Fold, the new Galaxy Fold, and I know the 512 gigabytes on Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. That's the thing. But here's the thing. People are needing more storage on their phones because there's other apps they go to and other games on iOS and Android, like, say, Azure Lane. And that's going to be the thing. Not everybody's going to be willing to get an Android tablet. And that's the situation here. And as the game gets bigger and bigger, we already started off Mondstadt, we go to Lie, we go to Inazuma, we go to Economia, we go back to Lie because the Chasm, then we go over to Sumeru, and let's just say how big this world really is, especially if we're talking about the latest one being Sumeru. We're talking about the desert area, we're talking about the forest area, okay? But in version 4, where everybody's assuming it, so I guess we'll go with it, we go to Fontaine. Yeah, that's gonna be the thing. And then we go to like the Pyro world, and then we go to like Snezhnaya, which is the Cryo world, where we're gonna see that grand finale. We get to see the grand closure. We get to see what's going on. What the hell is the Cryo Archon's problem? What the hell is the Saritsa's problem? What is going on here? What the heck is what kind of jazz music is the Cryo Archon on, or the Saritsa, or whatever? We're gonna see that big, huge. We're going to see that big, huge thing that's going to happen in the story in Snezhnaya. That's going to be the thing. Okay? And that's going to be crazy. And here's the thing. As it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the storage requirements are going to increase and increase. And however, they're going to basically... Genshin Impact will bleed players through mobile. And also PC too, because... they have to get computer upgrades, they have to get a brand new computer because of Windows 11 and all that kind of stuff. And that's the thing. Pardon. Okay, anyway. But here's where I finally cleared my throat, and whatever was bothering my throat, I'm going to get it out there. You need to go way more multi-platform than that. Okay? Alongside the iOS, Android, and PC via Windows and PlayStation versions, you need to also port to the Xbox. There needs to be an Xbox version of Genshin Impact, so that way there can be Xbox players jumping in, or players jumping in from Xbox, and alright, that's going to be the thing. Alright, that can basically cover their ass when they bleed out in players, okay? Here's the thing. And also, they need to figure something out about that Switch port. What's going on with that Switch port? It's been like since like that one trailer back in like a few years back. There was like that trailer that they left up and running. That's going to be the thing. And here it is. We fast forward to now and we're still wondering where the hell that Switch port is. We have not gotten any information on that Switch port. Which is weird. Unless Hoyoverse has details about it on like the next generation Nintendo console, and they're keeping it quiet about it, and they're keeping it under wraps. Okay, I can see that happening. But this is what needs to start happening. Yes, we're already seeing a PC version, we're already seeing the iOS Android version, we're already seeing the PlayStation version, but this game needs to port to Xbox. This game really needs to port to Xbox. If they were to basically bring over to Xbox and then just let them carry over. Now, also, going back to the PC, it can't be just Windows. They also have to figure out making a Linux version of Genshin. They need to make a Mac OS version, because, hell, if they can release an iOS version of Genshin, they can release a Mac OS. Okay, that's going to be the thing. And yes, people use keyboard and mouse, okay, on the PC version. I use keyboard and mouse when I play Genshin on PC. Alright, that's the thing. And I thought I was going to go through Genshin playing on an Xbox controller. when I'm playing on PC. I can see that definitely happening if I try out the Xbox version. That is, if they decide to port this to Xbox, but it needs to be ported. It needs to be more multi-platform than ever. And especially as the game is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and not only that, as soon as the game gets bigger, there also needs to be more ways and more chances to get time-limited characters. And that's going to be the thing. There needs to be another way for players so that way they can still have a chance to get the character that they want. Because right now, out of all the banners that we have double character event banners. In some cases, it'll be just one. And then there's the weapons banner, and not well received, the weapons banner. And then there's the regular banner. Like, there needs to be... Characters need to be rerun infinitely. All characters, all time-limited characters need to be rerun infinitely. Alright? Either that, or they need to come up with another way, or have like a character marketplace where they can have few characters show up and people can go and spend the money and get the characters directly without having to roll that gacha. If they do that, that would kind of benefit Hoyoverse. That would just make things more easygoing, rather than having to like sacrifice, having to save up, build up all those Prima Gems, and then sacrifice all that, only to basically finally get it after losing a 50-50 pity. That's going to be a situation. And that's the thing. I tried to pull for Eula. That one time I tried to pull for Eula, I didn't have her. Okay? I thought I was going to get it. But no, I got Deluge instead, and I had to go grind some more, grind way more, and more, and more, and more, and more, and then I got Eula finally. I finally got Eula, and yeah, it was crazy. I didn't know what to do. I'm freaking out. I thought I was going to miss out on that chance to pull for Eula in her rerun, because that was when I decided to pull for Eula in her rerun, and that's going to be the situation here. Like, there are players that are sitting here hoping that the character they wanted gets a rerun. Or they get a rerun. Because they miss out on the banners, and with those character events banners, that can become a situation here. And there needs to be a solution that kind of deals with this situation. And there needs to be a solution where people have more and more of a chance to get those characters, and that's going to be the thing. And not only that, and that's going to be the situation here. That's one example, because not only that, there needs to be more ways in terms of dailies and weeklies, leaving out the events. In terms of dailies and weeklies, there needs to be more stuff to do to get more Prima Gems. So that way there would be more of a chance. Okay? And there would be more gameplay, and there would be more to do on dailies and weeklies. And that would be the thing. However, I want to go ahead and add one more thing. Hoyoverse needs to make a full game. Not a free-to-play, mobile, gacha, premium game. No, a full game that's going to be multi-platform. A big premier game where you pay $60 or $70, that's just it. And you would see this game on PC, Steam, Epic Game Store. Okay, and then you also would see this game on the, Microsoft Store. Microsoft Store, Epic Game Store, Steam, that's going to be the PC version. And for consoles, PlayStation and Xbox both. Okay. And it's a big, they have to make a full game. Alright. They already have 2 new gacha games coming out. They're going to be gacha games anyway. I know they're a gacha game company. I understand. And I know out of the 2 new free-to-play gacha games that are going to be coming out, Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero. We know for a fact. Hoyoverse needs to make a full game. They need to make a full game where you just pay $70 and that's good. If you want DLC characters, okay, fine. Or if you want huge DLC expansions or huge expansion packs carrying a bunch of additional content. And that's the thing, because here's the thing. Genshin Impact should have been a full game rather than a open world magnum opus action RPG mobile game. It should have been a full game that was on PlayStation, Xbox, on PC through Steam, Epic Game Store, Good Games, and Microsoft Store. It would be that big premiere game. And I think that should have happened. We would have had the base game carrying all the characters and content from 1.0 to like 2.5. So we have like all the characters alongside Mondstadt, Lie, Inazuma, and then get like a huge expansion pack that would give us Economia, the Chasm, and Sumeru. And then the same thing when it comes to that should have happened with Genshin Impact, but to be honest with you here, but hey, Genshin Impact is this huge open world magnum opus mobile gacha game. It is what it is. But still the case, Hoyoverse needs to make a full game. They need to make a full game. They need to make... That's the thing. I understand that Hoyoverse is the mobile gacha game company. I get it. But they need to make a full game that's on PC through Steam, Epic Game Store, Good Old Games, Microsoft Store, PlayStation, Xbox, and it's gonna cost $59.99 or $69.99 or whatever lower price, even $49.99 if that could be the case. Okay, that's the thing. They need to make a full game. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Picking off right where I left off from talking about Genshin Impact. I have to put my camera on the charger because, yeah, definitely needs to be on that. Look at that. Anyway, with that totally said, that's all I gotta say about Genshin Impact, and that is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.
This is a video product made by a fellow gamer man. We hope that you enjoy the content, and we also hope that you enjoyed the shenanigans. We'll be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. Heyo!